Doing things alone is not sad. I don't think it is at all. Yeah, it depends on the person. I don't know. I prefer doing things alone because then I'm going at my pace. I'm not worried about anyone else in existing near me. So if I'm window shopping and I want to sit there and stare at a shirt for a solid minute and zone out, I can go there. I could go look at that shirt and just go for a minute, right? Boom. Having a great time. I love stuff like that. I don't know. I doing things alone is all about pacing. I hate personally, not I hate doing things with other people, but I don't like doing things with other people when it's easier to be in your head for it. So, perfect example, again, window shopping, right? Or even just normal shopping. You're looking at clothes. Hey, I'm the one buying clothes for me and I'm trying it on. It has nothing to do with this other person, but having to walk around at their pace, having to look at things with them that they're looking at for themselves, and I have to stand around and be like, oh, that looks nice. I just don't wanna. It has nothing to do with me. Go to a sit-down restaurant by yourself in the US and don't sit at the bar. Everyone will make you feel sad. Look, I'm sorry, fella, buddy, pal, but if other people going, oh, you're alone, makes you feel really sad, you are too affected by other people. You go to a restaurant alone, sit down, eat, read something while you're there, have a nice time. And if someone's like, why are you alone? You'd be like, oh, I just want to hang out. If people saying that to you is affecting you and making you feel sad, you got to stop being affected by other people. That's the problem. Okay. Like, should they not do that? Yes, but it's not their fault. I personally think it's the fault of the person sitting there letting that shit affect them. Yeah, I mean, go out, do shit alone, and if people are like, why are you doing this alone? You'd be like, because I like eating alone. Because I'm reading a book, because I'm, you know. Or, you know, depends on how confrontational you are. You could be like, who asked? You know, be abrasive and they won't come back. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't matter to you that much, to be honest. Do people actually go and ask, why are you eating alone? I've gone out and eaten alone so many times and I don't really get asked about it. Personally. Now, maybe where you are, where you're from might affect that. But personally, no one asks me that. I don't think people actually care. I don't know. I really don't think it happens that much. Korean barbecue can't eat solo. It depends on where you go. It really depends. You know what I love? You know the restaurant Ichiran, the ramen shop? They have a couple spots in New York as well. They have those little stalls where you can just sit alone. It's actually made to be anti-group dining because that makes people eat slowly. You go and you sit in a single person stall and you eat. I want so many more restaurants to be that. That is the dream for me. I feel like if you want to have conversation, eat first, go to a cafe, go to a spot where you're meant to sit and talk. Literally just go to a park, you know, whatever. Why do you have to do it over food? Why? Every time. Now, this is a me problem. I eat slow when I'm sitting there talking to people because I'm talking. And I talk a lot. And you know that. So, you know, it makes no sense. I'd rather just go eat alone and then meet up with someone and be like, now let's talk. I don't know. It's just an efficiency thing for me. It's an efficiency thing. You go to haunted houses alone, people ask where the rest of your group is. I get the haunted house, maybe. But you would just be like, it's scary if I'm alone. Ooh, right? It's more the host or hostess asking just one and the entire waitstaff feeling like they're pitying you the entire time. You are, again, reading into it too much. If they say just one, it's because usually people don't go alone. It's more common for it to be a group thing. So them asking just one is not them going, oh my God, no. They're checking because when one person walks into a host stand and says, hey, I'm here for a table, almost always it's like one guy walking in for the people in the car. They're like, how many? And you say 4. The rest are in the car, right? So it's a common question to ask because there's, you know, typically when one guy walks in, it's because of that reason. So when you confirm, yes, it's just one, because it is a little bit of a different case, there you go. If you feel like the waitstaff are pitying you, they're probably not. They're really probably not. Yeah, I think that's overthinking. And maybe one person's acting like that, but I'm sure the rest of the waitstaff don't care. Now, if you're sitting there eating alone and you look like you don't know what to do with yourself, you're just looking around nervously and you're like, you know, sighing to yourself, then, you know, maybe you look sad. But me, I always brought a book, or I'd be like looking out the window with a content expression, right? Like, I think the vibe you give off might also be part of it, right? If you sit there and you look like you don't know what to do with yourself, then they might be like, is this person okay? The just one usually comes after they've asked how many you've already told them one. Yeah, because it's a rare case. Just one? Oh my God, that doesn't happen often. Wow. It's fine. It's fine, man. Don't think about it too much. And you know what? Maybe out of the 10 wait staff, maybe 2 of them are pitying you. Maybe they think it's sad. Okay, that's 2 out of 10. What about the 8 out of 10 that don't care? Right? Just try not to focus on those the 2 things, 2 people out of the 10 or whatever the proportion is. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about a forehead. Always asking. Sometimes they have people on the way. Yeah, well, like they said, they're saying it's like a double check. You say, yeah, 1, and they go, just 1. But again, like they're not saying that as a, oh my God, you poor thing, I pity you so much, I think you're a sad creature. They're just like, oh, don't see that too often. Really, just 1? Interesting, right? Try not to read into it too much. You're just torturing yourself, right? You're making up in your head what they're thinking when they didn't say anything. They just said just 1, right? And maybe the way they say it, you're like, oh my God, maybe they pity me a little. But they might have that thought for a second and be like, oh, and then they're back to work, right? Their brain is no longer on that. They thought it for 2 seconds and they're like, well, anyway, I'm working my job as a host today, and no one really cares at that point.